Hold on. I gotta light my incense. Oh, yeah. I know. You noticed. I changed the name, right? I changed the name to the podcast, right? Hold on, I'm still lighting my incense. You notice. Oh shit! I'm gonna burn my table. All right, hold on. Now I'm lighting my incense. There we go. Get that smell going. Smell good. All right. Moving my chair back. If you're new to the podcast, change the name. It used to be What Crazy People Think. But I had to go on vacation and rediscover myself, and I figured out that that's a dumbass name to have for a podcast, because if it's called What Crazy People Think and I'm talking by myself, what fucking sense does that make? It doesn't make any sense. It's terrible. Alright? I'm a little lethargic today. I went out Friday night and went out Saturday night. So joined with me today is a cup of coffee. Black coffee. I don't know what flavor it is. I got it from Costco. $40 for the 100 pack. See about me. Okay? So the new podcast name, obviously you see it because it probably changed in your iTunes or whatever you listen to it on through your subscriptions, that the name and the picture changed. It's called A Regular Guy Podcast because, I mean, honestly, when you think about it, I'm a regular motherfucking person. I'm a regular guy just talking on a podcast. Simple as that, right? So originally I was going to go with Brown Skin American Podcast, right? I thought that was a good name. Sounded good, but I talked to my friend today. She was like, nah, that sounds fucking crazy because no white people are going to listen to that. And I was like, you're right. What about the Regular American Podcast? And she was like, nah, because what if motherfuckers want to listen to you out in Russia? They don't want to listen to you now because you said it out there in the open that you're a Trump supporter. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. And then the other day, I was talking to someone else, and I brought up that idea of the Regular Guy Podcast, but I was kind of kidding. But it makes sense. So that's the name, duh. A Regular Guy Podcast. You don't know what the fuck I do. You don't know who I am. I'm not famous. I'm not rich. I'm just a regular ass dude that's on a podcast. It makes sense. I don't have a topic, not necessarily topics, but I don't have there's no there's no theme to my podcast except that I'm a regular fucking person that you like to listen to from time to time. That's it. That's all I got for you. If you listen to me during What Crazy People Think, thank you. That's awesome. But unfortunately, we just gonna have to change the name. Still the same Jovan talking shit, but it's just a new name. That's it. And I mean, I'm gonna try and be more structured on my podcasting because I feel like, I was robbing listeners blind with my shitty podcasting in the past, I feel like, because all I did was kind of ramble, I didn't really have set topics. I mean, although that's pretty cool, improvising, it's good, but sometimes I want to cover things worth covering, because I mean, I don't want you to be bored to death by just me talking about my fucking day, and yeah, that's about it, really. Also, before I start the show by myself, I don't know why I talk like I'm with people. The only thing I'm with right now is this cup of coffee and my refrigerator because I podcast in my kitchen. I like the reverb. So yeah, man. How am I gonna start it off? Anyways, one thing you need to know. All right, you and some people are gonna have differences in life or in situations. You guys are in different parts of your life, right? Excuse me. And when someone's wrong, if it's you that's wrong in a situation or vice versa, and then shit just goes down and you end up being an asshole, you know, because me, I'm good at it. I'm not an asshole, like, off the bat. Like, you have to get to know me first. And then they're like, oh, that Jovan's a dick. But they have to get to know me first. Because if you don't know me and I don't know you, I'm not going to really fuck with you anyways. I'm not going to, like, be honest with you and show my opinions that I like to show with my friends and I'm comfortable with because they know me, you know? But anyways, if you and someone have a falling out because of a misunderstanding or over a stupid ass situation, but overall that's a good person, right? And you know that they know that you're a good person, vice versa, whatever, apologize. Do yourself a favor and apologize to that person. Or they might apologize to you first, whatever, but don't wait for them to apologize to you. Once you feel like it's right to apologize, then apologize, you know. But there's also people out there that don't deserve a fucking apology. I'm not talking about those people. You know, the ones that are just, you know, their heads are so far up their asses that they're not humble enough to be like, okay, let me pull my head out my ass real quick while I talk to this person. But like their head is so far up their ass that it's just stuck. And so they're in their own little world. And then it's just like, now they're coming at you hella crazy. But so when they come at you hella crazy, you got to come at them hella crazy to be like, yo, motherfucker, I'm not playing with you. I'm going to tell it like it is. You don't got to apologize for that shit. Because, I mean, you're being honest. You can't apologize for honesty. So that's just me talking. You can believe it if you don't want to, but you need it because you won't want to. I don't know. That sounded good in my head before I said it out loud. Yeah, man. I had a conversation with one of my guys last night. You know, he was asking about the podcast. And that's when I just had the epiphany. Not necessarily epiphany, but I've been thinking about it for like the last few weeks. That's why I haven't been recording. Like I recorded a podcast while I was on vacation. I might post it. It was fucking hilarious because we were like drunk out of our minds. And I don't even know. We have 50 minutes of material or of a podcast. And I haven't listened to it since I recorded it that night. And I don't remember recording it. That's the funny part about it. So I might post it. I don't know. I'm gonna listen to it first before I do anything. But yeah, I was talking to a guy, man, and he was just like, you know, how's the podcast going? And this and that. And we had a conversation, and you know, and last night it truly hit me. I believe it now. You know, I gotta believe in my concept. I have to believe in what I'm trying to do. I have to believe in my craft and just put forth actual fucking effort into it. That way, when I'm done with it, I appreciate it. And I feel comfortable with giving it to people to listen to. Like, I don't want to give you bullshit anymore, you know? Even though I'm going to probably sneak in some bullshit. But I'm not going to do it on purpose, you know? In the past, I didn't do it on purpose, but I just got lazy. So, I think year 2017, you could use this if you want to. I didn't copyright it, but the year 2017 is about perfecting your craft, all right? Last year, I figured out the shit I like to do. I like to podcast. I started the podcast last year. And then I had my clothing brand and stuff going. And then, like, I started writing poetry again. I went to a poetry slam in Seattle last year. So now this year, I want to perfect my craft. And so the plan is to, you know, be more serious with my podcast and obviously go to work. I'm not going to do the gym thing all the time. I'm still going to work out. I'm still going to lift the motherfucking iron. But you know, I did boxing, like a boxing class, which is, you know, another good way to exercise and still doing yoga. I just want to, you know, be more well-rounded versus just lifting fucking weights every day, you know? But, so, yeah, I mean, perfecting my craft. I want to write more. I'm going to perform at more open mics. That's the plan. I plan to do an open mic once a week, Tuesday or Wednesday, because there's 2 locations that do it. And that's it. And I just want to share what I write with motherfuckers that are there to listen. And then maybe they'll offer feedback. I don't know, because whenever I perform a poem in the past, you know, people always came up to me and was like, yo, that shit is really good, son. And that was like 2 years ago. And then I just got so wrapped up in school and fucking this career shit. I just like kind of forgot about it. But now that I have my job and it's kind of chill now, and I'm done with school. I mean, I might go back eventually, but I'm gonna wait. I can start actually perfecting the shit that I like to do. So the brand, poetry, podcasting, and working. Obviously, I'm gonna focus on all that shit. I'm gonna be busy. So if any of you ladies out there want to be, Jovan's girlfriend, I'm gonna be busy. Just know that. I almost got cussed out. I didn't text someone for like 4 days while I was on vacation, and I'm like, with my fam, And I mean, sometimes I may get busy, and then I'm gonna assume that person may be busy, and I'm just not gonna, I'm not gonna text them. I'm gonna text them, but I'm not gonna always. I'm not the type of person that's gonna text you every fucking day. That's it. That's all I'm saying. Because I have a life, you have a life. I got shit to do. The only people I text every day is the people in my iChat, and I don't even like texting them, but I text them because they're my friends. So I don't know. I'm just rambling now. See, I'm giving you bullshit again, and I want to give you bullshit. See, I was giving you bullshit again. All right. So, anyways, apologize when you need to apologize, but if you're being honest, don't apologize. Fuck that. Vacation. Like I said, I was on vacation for 2 weeks. I didn't podcast. I didn't drop a podcast for almost 4 weeks. It feels like. Feel bad for it, but whatever. You'll be all right. What did I do? I went to Kentucky to visit my pop, and then my sisters and my mom. I have 2 moms, by the way. There's my biological mother. She lives up here in Washington State, down the street from your boy. And then I have my stepmother, but she took me in as one of her own. So I guess I have 2 moms. So I've been trying in my mind and like in real life to not call her my stepmom, because she really took me in like a son. So I mean, if you have that kind of relationship with your step parent, appreciate that shit, because I've heard of relationships between a kid and their step parent that were shitty, and I'm like, I'm glad I don't have anything like that, because it puts a strain on the whole fucking house. You know what I mean? Because I've seen it, and it's like, if the step parent and the child's not getting along, then it's kind of like putting their biological parent in like a weird fucking position, because they like this person a lot, but they're not getting along with their kids. So it's just really fucked up. So, yeah, man. So if you have a good relationship with your step parent, appreciate that shit. All right. Treat them like your regular parent, treat them like your mom or your dad. All right. So I don't know, but yeah, so I went out and visited my fam over there. Dog, I had Zaxby's. If you ever go to like, country ass areas of the United States, around like the Midwest or the South. I don't know if this is in the East Coast or not, but there's a chicken place, right? So it's a chain. It's like a fast food chicken spot, right? It's like a Popeyes in a sense. No, fuck that. It's not like a Popeyes. It's like a Chick-fil-A, but I honestly think it's better than Chick-fil-A. But don't tell these Washingtonians that. Don't tell a Chick-fil-A fan what I just said, because people that like Chick-fil-A, granted, Chick-fil-A chicken sandwiches, they're fucking fire. They're really good. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like them, but the shit is overpriced, and the sandwiches aren't that big, and like the way they have to be polite to you is fucking weird. I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone when I go to Chick-fil-A, and like the people that are working behind the fucking counter is a part of a cult. You know what I mean? So it's, I'm just not really a big fan of it. But I mean, who cares? I'm only in there for 10 minutes, and then I get my bag of food and shove that shit in my face and go home, But anyways, there's a spot called Zaxby's, and it's another chicken place. Another thing that makes me think about it is, where the fuck are they getting all these chickens from? They all these, like, there's a lot of chicken restaurants, right? They serve chicken everywhere. Where the fuck where are all these chickens coming from? Makes you think about it, right? I don't know. Chicken farm. Matter of fact, I heard KFC grows headless chickens in incubators. That's what I heard. Is it true? I don't know. hopefully I don't get sued by KFC by saying that, by disclosing that information that may be allegedly KFC grows chicken in incubators. There you go. Anyways, I'm going to still eat it. I don't care. Like, fuck it. Anyways, Zaxby's is a chicken spot, and they have chicken sandwiches, chicken strips, they got chicken wings, shit like that, and it's bomb. Like, I had chicken sandwiches almost every day while I was there for 2 weeks. I don't care. Don't regret a thing about it. It was good. I had it was like this buffalo chicken sandwich thing, right? It was these 3 big ass chicken tenders, right? There was no cheese on it, I don't think, right? But they had this sauce, right? Nice little spicy little kick sauce, had a little really light ranch kind of a situation on there as well, right? And then they put that shit in between 2 big ass slices of Texas toast. All right. Now, if you're a Texas toast fan like me, yeah, I ate it, and I was like, man, I don't know. Forgot everything. Didn't know my name. Didn't know my birthday anymore. Wasn't sure if I was black or white. Didn't know anything. I was in a different area of my life. I didn't know what was going on. I couldn't figure it out because that chicken sandwich was so good. All right, and they give you crinkled fries. They give you crinkled fries. Not a lot of places do that. All right, they give you crinkled fries with a special Zaxby's sauce. I can't even explain the flavor to you guys, but it's phenomenal. Right? I dip the French fry in the sauce, bite the sauce and the fry. Don't chew it all the way. Take 1 bite of my sandwich. And then swallow it. Chew it and swallow it. And that's it. We're going to pause this. Hello? Alright, so where the fuck was I at? I was talking about Zaxby's. Yeah, so my roommate just actually came by the house real quick. And so obviously I had to pause this shit because I'm like, alright. There's going to be a lot of commotion going down. He had to pick up some things. What was I talking about? I was talking about Zaxby's being fucking phenomenal. So yeah, I didn't know who I was. And that's it. So whenever you're in Kentucky or North Carolina, maybe even Virginia, I'm not sure, go to Zaxby's and just get a chicken sandwich, man. Thank me later. You can email me or you can tweet me, let me know how you feel about it. All right. Anyways, so vacation was good, man. We did family photos like we normally do. Yeah, it was really interesting actually this year because normally every year we do family photos. It's the same dumb poses like, okay, your mom and dad sit here. All the kids line up in the back. Okay, put your baby in your lap. Kind of shit. That's how it's always been. Literally, every family picture we've ever done, obviously I'm standing, parents are sitting. Our kids are standing, parents are sitting. That's it. Right? But this time, right, they hit us with the R. Kelly remix. Right? So the lady was like, all right, so I got this chair. Okay, dad sit on the chair, mom sit on the floor between dad's legs, and then she had my sisters, my older sisters, in the back, and then she was like, you, talking about me, she's like, you sit right here. And I was like, there ain't no chair there, so I'm thinking, okay, you want me to sit crisscross applesauce? Like a motherfucking gangster? Right? And she was like, yeah. I'm like, oh. I was kind of kidding, but I knew she wasn't, so I sat down, crisscross applesauce, next to my baby sister, which she's like 5. So we're both sitting crisscross applesauce. I think it's a hilarious picture because she's the youngest, I'm the oldest, and we're sitting crisscross applesauce right now. And then my other sisters are behind us. So it was a really interesting family photo. I think probably one of the best ones we've ever taken. Hands down. One of the greatest family photos we've ever taken of all time. Unless my mom has another kid, which I doubt, but it's possible. And then now we have to take another picture. or something. I don't know. But also during that trip, man, I drove 4 hours to Warsaw, Indiana. And I visited one of my guys. He's been living there for like the last few years. I haven't seen him since one of our buddies got married. So I was like, all right, I'm going to make sure I come out there and visit, you know. And plus, I've never been to Indiana before. So, yeah, I drove out to Warsaw, and it was cold as fuck. When you're in the Midwest in the wintertime, don't act like it's not going to be cold. You know what I mean? It's going to be freezing. Like the wind, it like blew through my skin. I felt like I was dying slowly when we were outside. But all in all, it was a great ass trip. Like we went to this, I forget the name of this restaurant, but we went there. I'm actually going to look it up on my phone real quick. It's in Warsaw, Indiana. So hold up. Let me pull it up, though. But anyways, we were there, and why isn't it? Come on, cuz. It's not pulling up my other posts. I don't like that. My activity log? What is that? Anyways, I was at this restaurant that I'm still trying to find the name of. Sorry, guys, bear with me. Almost there, guys. Relax. What was the name of this restaurant, Jovan? Why are you playing? Why are you over here talking to yourself, trying to kill time? I don't know. Okay. It's coming up. No, it's not. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. Sorry. Dude, what the heck? Alright, okay. That's from the game. So this post is coming up. Oh, no more posts from January. Okay, cool. Oh, because it was in December. Alright. Okay, guys. Hold on. I'm sorry. Anyways, I went to this restaurant. Here we go. It's called Rua. R-U-A, right? It's in Warsaw. Very modern, very like real chill. They had the kitchens open so you can see them like preparing the food and stuff. It's pretty dope. So they sat us in front of the chefs, and they use a lot of tree nuts, so like almonds, pistachios, and shit. And I can't eat that, and that shit will kill me. So it wouldn't kill me, but it would just fuck me up really bad. But what was cool is that they're really accommodating for it. So like I told them of my allergy, and they were like, you know, we can prepare those dishes without using the nuts. And I was like, all right, that's cool. And then they asked me, like, does it matter if, you know, we use the oven that has been used to, you know, roast these almonds or whatever? And I'm like, nah, it's all good. I can still eat it even if, you know, I'm not that allergic to tree nuts. I just can't consume them. And he was like, okay, that's cool. So yeah, so they made the food to accommodate my allergy. And shit was all good. It was bomb. Like we got, what did I have? I had freaking mussels. And my homie Josh, he had these lamb meatballs. And then we had like this bread and naan bread and all that shit, and it was bomb. And then I tried the local beers. I forget the names of all of them, but I mean, obviously the Pacific Northwest, we have the best beers in the game right now, forever probably. But the Midwest, they got some good shit too. So there's this one beer I had called Yum Yum. It was like a pale ale, I think. It was pretty good, and I'm not gonna lie. And what was really cool about the beers in Indiana, like their local brews, is that their labels are really, 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 really creative. It's like you want to buy the beer because of the label. So like up here, our beer labels, you know, regular shit. What's it called? A little picture of an animal. That's it. But their stuff is like album covers for their beer labels. And I'm like, this is interesting. They put like more effort in the whole bottle, you know? So yeah, that shit was cool. Um, the food was really good. And then we went to we drank there a little bit, and then we went to this bar, random bar, and two of them. We went to one. It was closing down. Whatever, had a few beers, and then we went to another one, and we got turned up. And then we tried to podcast, and that's it. I don't know. And I went to sleep. But Indiana's a dope spot. I mean, it was cool because in the beginning he was like he wasn't a fan of the city, but then he found his niche. He figured out the shit that he liked to do around there, and then he got a squad, and then he fucking loves it there. So it's awesome. So my thing is about that whole situation. Overall, if you move somewhere, you don't like it off the bat, find the things that you like. You have to go out and find that shit so you don't drive yourself butt nuts crazy, because that's easy to do. So if you're somewhere you don't want to be, find the things that you like, figure it out. It's like kind of rediscovering the things that you're into. And that's a part of life. Do that shit in life too. That was Indiana. And then that following day, I came back to Kentucky. And then that New Year's Day, me and my dad went to see the Ravens play the Bengals, and that was awesome because I've never been to a Ravens game, although I'm a huge Ravens fan. I never had the chance to go because obviously they're in Baltimore and they don't come to Seattle that often, obviously. And I'm like probably maybe the 10%, not even 10%. I'm like the 1.8% of the Washingtonians that are Ravens fans, right? They even have a Ravens bar. It's in Seattle somewhere, and I saw I was thinking about going, but I was like, nah, I'm gonna chill out. I'm not doing that. So me and my dad went to the game. We got there a little early, got some breakfast. There's a spot out in Cincinnati. What the hell was the name of it? It was a situation. It was called Maplewood Kitchen and Bar. It's below this hotel room, or this hotel. I forgot the name of the hotel, but it's called Maplewood Kitchen and Bar. And so how it's set up is that you just stand in a line. It's like a cafeteria kind of thing, but they bring the food to you. So that's chill. So boom, you grab a little menu while you're in line, look at it, see what you want. You order. When you get to the cash register, you pay, and then the manager or whoever hands you a little thing, and then the number, and they bring it to your table and show you where to sit. And then boom, the food's prepared. They bring it out, find you at your table, you eat it, you go. We had steak and eggs. So we had steak, came with toast, came with eggs, obviously, because I said steak and eggs. And then this block of a loaf of hash brown, right? Shit was fucking. I'm sorry for cussing so much, but it was a great situation. I think honestly, it was probably the best breakfast from a restaurant I've ever had in my life. And trust me, I've been everywhere in Tacoma and Seattle. They got their good spots, But this place, Maplewood Kitchen and Bar, had literally the best breakfast I've ever had. So next time you're in Cincinnati, if you ever go to Cincinnati, go to that restaurant. Thank me later, or thank me today if you're there right now. What was also cool is that across the street, I'm not across the street, but across the river, you're in Kentucky, and there's a city called Covington, Kentucky, which is a little small town, and they have this big strip, this long little strip of just bars and restaurants and shit. And so we went there after the game. We lost, so I'm in my Ravens jersey looking like a freaking idiot in Cincinnati. But we went to this pizza restaurant, and the pizza there was bomb. It was fire. They had a bunch of beer. I had this porter that was 10% alcohol, right? So I drink beer on my dad. I just started doing this shit recently. Still really uncomfortable for me to do it, but I do it anyways because I'm supposed to. Because why are you so uncomfortable to drink a beer around your father because he doesn't drink? And he's totally fine with it. But I don't know. It's just I'm in my head about it. So, yeah, I get a beer. Low-key, it kind of got me a little buzzed. It was a really strong, potent porter. And it was good. So yeah, after that, went back home, kicked it with the fam for a few days. Now I'm here, kinda. I went to work for one day. That was weird because I didn't work for like 2 weeks. So coming back, I was real lethargic. I was like, dude, why am I here? But obviously, I gotta pay my bills. So that was cool. Vacation is great. All I know is that everyone needs to take a vacation for at least 2 weeks out of the year. All right? Just be gone for 2 weeks. It's a lot of time, too. Because, you have other times and, like, days off and holidays and shit in between them. But a good 2 to 3 weeks is a great amount of time to take off for vacation. Like, a buddy of mine, he took 3 weeks off. And this motherfucker went to Australia for 3 weeks. And then, like, I think prior to that, they went to, like, Budapest and shit. Like, they do, like, hardcore traveling when they travel. So, that shit was... I want to get on that level one day. But, I got a bunch of other shit I got to take care of. I just can't, like, I just can't just up and go to Europe. I have, I have things, I just have things going on right now, Anyway, so I'm just saying, take 2 weeks off at least once a year. Appreciate your time and yourself. It's kind of like a good reset button. Because, especially at the end of the year, because now I feel ready. I feel ready to take on 2017. So, like, I got plans now. What's on the plan? What's on the horizon? So, I got, the clothing brand situation going on. So, I got a lot of things I'm trying to do this summer. And then after that, it just depends on what happens this summer. And then shit's going to go down after that. And I just got to stay focused. So, I just know what I got to do now. So, that's the plan. Focus real heavy on the brand in the summer. And then get back into poetry. I'm going to do poetry, an open mic, at least every week. Once a week. Just to perfect my craft and to let motherfuckers know I'm a poet. I'm okay. Do something. Another thing that I'm proud of doing, which is writing and rhyming. When I write poetry, it's heavy rhymes because that's how I learned how to write poetry, was rhyming. So, you don't have to rhyme when you write poetry, but me, I just like to do it. I like to try and force words together and force a situation, because you come out with a diamond. Pressure. You force some shit together, it might turn out really well. Naturally too. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm just saying, when I rhyme in poems, it makes me dig deep into my creative pocket and figure it out and come up with something nice, So that's the other plan. And then, just like I said earlier, perfect my craft for the year 2017 because I took 2 weeks off of my family. There was a lot of love in the building. And I just figured out, all right, this is what I got to do. This is what's about to go down this year. It's going to be another hot summer kind of a thing. So, yeah, man, like the first thing I did when I got back, my mom, she was at work. So her boyfriend came and got me from the airport. And I had to run some errands. And then I went to see one of my guys because he was off work. Well, he wasn't at work yet because he works like a late shift. So we sat around and kicked it real quick. And then I was going to go to the gym. I was like, nah, I can't do it because my eyes hurt so bad. Because, like, I don't understand. I hate planes. I like airplanes and stuff. I like traveling. They're cool and shit. I'm fine. But I just don't like the aspect of I can't fucking sleep while sitting up or my neck's going to break in half into my hands. And I just, like, I tried to sleep on the plane, but obviously it's impossible. So, yeah, literally, like, the night before I left, I slept, like, 3 hours. I had basically a red eye. My flight was at 5 in the morning. We woke up at, like, 2 or 3 just to get to the airport on time. And then I slept on the plane maybe, like, 10 minutes in, like, 10-minute increments. And then, yeah. Then my mom wants me to freaking meet her for dinner that night. And after I ate, had a couple beers, you know what I'm saying? Said, okay, love you guys. See you later. Went home. It was like 8:30, and I literally knocked out. I was so tired. I went to sleep so damn early. I woke up at like 4 in the morning, like before my alarm clock to go to work. And so, yeah, that was it, man. That was probably the best sleep I had in my life, honestly. But yeah. So, what else am I talking about, man? Why did I change the name? I told you guys why I changed the name. I'm a regular ass guy. But that's when I realized when I was on vacation, because when you have time to actually sit and not do shit, like I like vacations where you have plans, you have things you want to do, you know what I'm saying? You do all that stuff. But then I like the downtime, knowing I don't have to be nowhere, And you use that time to just figure shit out. You get in your head and you just figure things out. So I figured out I wanted to change the name of my podcast because what crazy people think doesn't even make fucking sense. Because I'm talking by myself. I'm not people. I'm one person. And I'm a regular guy. So that's where the name came up. And I bounced it off a few of my friends. They were like, I fucks with that, Jovan. I really agree with your name choice of the new podcast name. And I'm like, perfect. I'm going to just stick with this then. But I'm going to still do a night with friends. So as a matter of fact, me, Mary, and Tadara, we're going to get up tomorrow evening and record a podcast. And yeah, really that's it. So nothing's changed, just more structured. Go on vacation for 2 weeks. Enjoy your time. Have some downtime where you have nothing going on while you're on vacation. So you can figure out yourself, because it's needed. It's necessary. What else, man? What else I got for you guys? I don't know. While I was there, like I'm close with a lot of friends, and it was always hilarious. What I noticed is that I have an iChat, right? It's me and my guys, right? It's about I think like 10 of us in this freaking group chat, right? And all we do, literally all day, is bust each other's balls. And I found myself being sensitive, right? I don't know what it is. Because I think my mom told me that she's a really sensitive person, and I've noticed it. And then so at times, like a person could say a really good joke, and I'm like, damn, that was hard. You know what I mean? That was a harsh joke, but it was a joke, And I get my feelings hurt, and I'm like, dude. So what I noticed is that you gotta force yourself to have thick skin these days. I don't know why the fuck I'm talking about that. I feel like I'm talking to a shrink right now. But I don't know. But it's just hilarious because I notice that all the time. Like, it gets to a point where I'm like, man, that's a harsh joke. I'm kind of sad about it. But then you realize, this is what guys do. You guys bust each other's balls every day. And that's just a part of life. If you can't handle your balls getting busted, then what are you here for? You just have to be able to laugh at yourself sometimes. You know what I mean? And that's just it. You can't laugh at yourself, then, it's not, you're not going to have any fun, So that's what I noticed. That I get like low-key butthurt when there's a really good joke, and I'm like, fuck, I'm sad. But then I'm like, no, I'm not. And then you come back with with your own fire eventually, and then you go about your day. I don't know what I'm talking about. I wrote it down in my notes to go over today. It sounded better on paper than me trying to explain it. But when you have friends, for those of you out there that have friends that bust your balls, it's okay. They're going to bust your balls, you bust their balls back, and you come up with better jokes to say because you're lit. Lit sounded like a good word to use at the end of that sentence. And relationships. What's my relationship life right now? Low-key. Extremely low-key. I may go on a date here and there. But I'm not going to... I think I'm not going to really... I don't know. I'm more woke than what I was as a child. I remember you have to have that first relationship that breaks your heart and makes you a little sad. Has to make you a little sad. Okay, and then you pick yourself up in your heart pieces. You get it back together and you're back on your horse. All right. So I had one of those, right? I remember I had like a weird habit. If this and this shit lasted for like a year and some change, right? I'd be like really obsessive, and I'm like, and it took me a second to realize it. And it's because just when you're in a relationship, and for some people, they get in a relationship and they love extra hard, then they get, heartbroken in a sense after being in an intense relationship with another person that's really intense and loves really hard. It's fucking messy, right? And then so you kind of fucked up for like a year maybe. And so I remember I was like really like I was doing dumb shit for a little bit. I remember what happened one time, man. Like the texting thing, like the double texting thing, like when you text someone, like, when you do the question marks if they don't answer you fast enough. I used to do that, right? And then like you kind of realize some things when you get older, like because when it happens to you and like you're not in a relationship with this person, but they do it to you, it's really fucking annoying, right? You just gotta realize some things and then get in your own head and not like in a bad way, but like enjoy your time to yourself and figure out yourself. Right? And then you'll notice that you have these weird habits that you picked up from something prior, right? So what you want to do is let go of that shit, that old relationship stuff. Let it go. And then just remind yourself, like, nah, man, I gotta fucking chill. Like, what's the worst that can happen is, I'm 40 years old and single, but at the same time, I didn't settle. I didn't do no crazy shit. Or I'm happy because I have my own happiness, but I happen to rely on someone else to make me happy. You know what I mean? Because there's some people out here that are so fixated on not being alone, that it bothers them when they're not in a relationship, and then they find themselves, settling for somebody that they kind of like, but it's just because they're there that it's just, it sounds good for the time now. And then next thing you know, you get married and you don't really want to marry this motherfucker. And then you have kids and you're like, I didn't really like this person, but we have kids now. So now we really have to be married. And then after that, eventually, it's going to hit a head and y'all going to get divorced and you wasted each other's time. Not necessarily waste each other's time. You loved each other maybe or whatever for a little bit. And then, now you basically start over. And my whole thing is, if I'm talking about marriage or I get married, I'm not doing that whole divorce shit. Like, that's why I'm real cool about my shit now, about relationships. Because before I was like I find myself being a little clingy at times, and I just wasn't aware of what I was messing with too. Because sometimes you'd find yourself, like, I was just really naive, and like I found myself dealing with females that weren't really looking for relationships. They were just looking for, time or whatever, just something for now. You know what I mean? And then so I started realizing that, you get your feelings hurt maybe once or twice, and then you're like, all right, hold on, son. And then you kind of figure it out. And that's when, you get a little more wise to what you're about to get yourself into. So, now I'm at a point where if I'm dealing with a certain, female species, I really feel them out better than they think I'm feeling them out. So, I mean, there's like instances where I just know, you just have to be able to read it and just know what something's going to be, what it's going to lead up to. Okay, this is something temporary. I'm not going to put all my marbles in this situation with this girl, but she's a nice person. That's all right. You do that. You have to do that. You don't have to give someone your all when they're not giving you their all, and you guys both have an understanding of, we don't know what we're going to do with this, and just, treat it day by day, and that's it. So, if they don't text you every fucking day or whatever, it's all good. You don't have to text them every day. It's all good because the feelings there are, we're just filling it out. But there's some people that want a fucking mile. I remember, like if you just gotta be chill. I'm just rambling now again. I'm rambling again. But all I'm saying, all in all, is that no relationship wise, know what you want, and then know what kind of person you're dealing with, so you don't waste your time or get your feelings hurt, because that shit is annoying. So yeah, just be woke, because there's times now where I just know, all right, this person, she's gonna waste my time, but I'm just gonna hang out, do what I do. She can do what the fuck she wants to do, but I already know where this is gonna lead. But obviously, I'm a guy, so I'm just gonna kick it for a little bit, do my own thing until she gets fed up with my ass and just hit you with the, I don't think it's gonna work out no more. And I'm just gonna be like, okay, I know, I've been knew that, but I'm just here. I'm just here wasting my time because whatever. I don't know. It's a guy thing. Really weird. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about anymore. But all I'm saying is be woke. All right? And don't go out there wasting other people's time either. So, unless you know what they're after. If you're going to waste that person's time because you know they're going to try and waste your time, then go ahead and waste each other's time. Be fucking stupid about it. I don't know. But just don't do anything dumb. Right? You know what I'm saying? I'm just talking now at this point because, yeah. And just as long as you're happy with you being alone by yourself, doing your own thing, having your own freedom, that's fine. It's fucking perfect. But don't let these people come out here and try and change you, because now you ain't going to be happy no more. So me personally, I'm really opinionated. I'm going to tell you how it is. I'm not going to allow you to force me to believe that there's only one answer to your situation. I'm always going to come at you and bring you all aspects. I'm going to be as logical as possible. I'm going to give you all aspects and scenarios and situations just so that you're not doing dumb shit or being blind about anything. That's the last thing I want anybody to do, is to be like, this is what I'm going to do, this is my plan, but they don't necessarily think it all the way through, and they end up doing some shit they don't want to do. There's people out there like that are like in their own asses, right? And like they just think the world is just super perfect, and like they're not going to hit no speed bumps or anything. And it's like, me on the other hand, I've been through some shit, right? I'm not going to front about nothing. There's people out there that are going to front and act like they ain't been doing no shit. They're going to act like their booty hole don't stink like everybody else's, right? Those are the kind of people you want to stay away from in life, I stay around people that know what the fuck is up and know what real life is about, all right? I don't really mess with people that, kind of fake the funk, and kind of hide the negativity in their life because they're too worried about what people think about them, and they want people to think that they're high and mighty and great and shit. And I get that flack too sometimes. Some people, there's been situations where people thought that I was a really arrogant, cocky person that didn't have no shit on my sleeve. I just made that up. That sounded fucking dope. They thought I didn't have no shit on my sleeve, and and then they just thought I was better than people, but that's not the case. You know what I mean? I just carry myself highly because I think highly of myself, because I've been through a lot. But at the same time, I'm humble enough to know that I have lots of work to do before I can really be this person, So, but there's people out there that just think they're hot shit, and then they surround themselves by people that are weak-minded as fuck, and they just, they're never humbled. You know what I mean? I don't hang around weak-minded people. You might have a couple, but it's not on purpose. But, I like to surround myself with people that tell me, Jovan, you ain't shit right now. Step your fucking shit up. Don't be cocky right now. You're still a bitch, Jovan. I like people like that because they keep you grounded. They're not going to be gassing you up all the time, because then you're just going to go out and embarrass yourself, and then people ain't going to like you. And now, you shouldn't be worried about people liking you. Be yourself. But that's the thing. Be yourself. It's all right, because you're going to have people out there that are going to bring you down when you're trying to be all fucking arrogant and cool and shit. You need people like that to bring you down. Your friends, because they're real. They're honest with you. Whatever. I don't know what I'm doing right now. I'm just talking now. This is great. A regular guy podcast. I'm being regular as fuck. I just had a coffee, so now I got a lot of energy. That's what I mean by my friends busting your balls too. It's whatever, dude. It'll bring you down. That's what they're supposed to do sometimes. Bring you up and bring you down. That's it. Keep you fucking grounded. You know? And yeah, relationship shit. Stay low key as much as possible. It was funny because on Instagram, you know, I my captions are always cryptic. It makes me very hard to read. I've guessed. This is what I've been told by my peers. Right? It's fine. I love that shit because I don't want, like, there's no reason for anybody to really know anything about me unless, like, they're personally my friends. You know what I mean? Like, there's people that will go on Facebook and just go ham on their baby's mom or shit like that, or on Instagram and, like, just wild shit, you know? But I like to have fun, right? I did some wild shit. I posted a picture on there and I exited out this girl's face, right? Just to show off my outfit. I mean, just because there's no reason for you to know what I'm doing or who I'm talking to, who I'm hanging out with, because my Instagram is like my Instagram, and like the only people you're gonna see on there are like my friends, you know. But if it's somebody that I'm like seeing or talking to, you're not gonna know shit about them because that's like real personal, and only my friends are gonna know about that. You know what I mean? And that's how I keep it. So with that, you know, with Instagram posts with the captions, some people, you know, I got text a couple times about it. And what was fucking hilarious is that, you know, some people overthink it and they care about it enough to bring it to your attention. And it's like, honestly, social media is entertainment. It can be an open book diary if you treat it right. You know, I treat it like that. You know, I let people know what I'm doing, shit like that. Or, you know, maybe yeah. I mean, I'm in a good mood, and sometimes a thought comes to my head, and it's a deep thought that I think is deep, but it's probably fake deep as fuck. But I still put it in the caption, sprinkle it in there, and you know, because I'm not the only one that may feel like that from time to time. Because there's other people out there that don't like to show their emotions. They think, you know, something's wrong with it. I don't know what that is or something. I don't know. Like maybe their parents beat it out of them to say you can't show emotion. It's not good. It's not a good trait to have. I don't know. Because there's people out there that will give you a hard time because you're showing emotion and things like that. Like, motherfucker, life is not the military. So, yeah. So, I mean, I think social media is really just an outlet to just get your thoughts off. And that's it. So, I mean, yeah, so I was told by a few people, you know, my Instagram captions or my tweets or whatever the fuck I do, it's cryptic, mysterious. You don't know what I'm talking about. And I'm like, you shouldn't really know what I'm talking about, you know? And I always tell them, if you're not my girlfriend, you know, if you're not my girlfriend or my baby's mother, you should not give a fuck about what I post on anything, right? Because it doesn't make sense. For what? Why do you care? Right? Because for the most part, it probably has nothing to do with you. It's just a thought that I have or an idea. And, you know, and if you're somebody I'm seeing and it makes you feel some type of way, then voice it and we'll have a conversation. But if like if you're not a girlfriend or my baby's mama and you worried about what a Instagram post is about and it's making you feel some type of way, what you got to do is you got to take that thought, right? Put it in a paper box, you know, the paper to go box, like what they give you at restaurants. You put it in there, right? You put it in your back pocket, right? You sit on it, think about it, right? Then you shove it in your butthole, because that's where it belongs, okay? Because I don't post anything with the intentions of being subliminal. I mean, it maybe not, but at the same time, if you and I don't have a relationship like that, then it shouldn't even matter to you what I'm talking about, all right? So you should keep that in mind no matter what you're dealing with. If you if you know that you and that person ain't on that level and they're posting something weird and you're just like, maybe you guys hung out a couple of times, but you're that type of person that may think it's about you, chances are you have to hold your horses. You need to relax because they ain't your baby mama. That's not your boyfriend, not your girlfriend. They can do as they please because, that's it. They're free as fuck to do whatever they want. So why does it matter? You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know what I'm saying because I had a little bit too much caffeine. So yeah, like I said, Instagram posts, if you're not my wife, girlfriend, baby mama, does not matter what I'm posting. And that's just that, I don't take it that serious. I just like to get my thoughts off. Xfinity, Comcast is trash. All right, keep that in mind. It's trash because my wireless router is literally underneath my bed. Like, it's downstairs. Literally underneath my room. And the motherfucker does not work on my Xbox. I have to be laying down on my right side with my phone extended out of my hand, extended reach with my phone in my hand in order for the Wi-Fi to connect properly. And it's like, it's so irritating. I might have to buy a freaking Wi-Fi extender and shit like that because I just got an Xbox and I want to play video games, but I can't because my Wi-Fi connection isn't strong enough. And that shit, I don't understand it, man. But Comcast, Xfinity, it's been known to hustle its customers for decades. So, and what sucks about cable is that no matter what area you're in, like, you have to use their services, or you only have like two people to choose from. So like, I only have either Xfinity or slow ass CenturyLink to use, and I'm just stuck. So I don't know, man. Life is crazy. I bought an Xbox though. It's a used Xbox as well. Jovan, why you buying used shit? You should buy something new. Don't you have a job? Can't you afford new items? Yes. Yes, I can. But the thought of buying something new where I could buy it used, where it's an electronic at that, I'm going to buy it used because, you get it from the store. As long as it works the way it's supposed to work, and there's like a little warranty on it, you should be fine. You're gonna save maybe almost $100, $80 on buying this used equipment, and it's an electronic. I look at electronics way differently than fucking pants. I'm not buying used pants. I used to thrift a little bit. I never bought pants though. I always thought that was gross because people fart in pants. So I'm like, I'm not ever buying used pants because people fart in them. So I always bought like shirts and tops. So anyways, yeah, it's electronics. When people are talking about they need to buy new shit, or like people that buy like new TVs when a new TV comes out, get the fuck out of here with all that shit, It's nonsense. You're keeping up with what? I use my shit till the wheels fall off, all right? Because it's, it's how it should be. That's why you're buying these things. You're not buying it so then when the new one comes out 6 months from now, you buy that one then. Because then it's like, what the fuck you buy this one for then if that's the case? Like, I don't buy iPhones until I think like 2.5 years goes by. Because once that new iOS comes out and then it starts fucking up my phone, then I'm like, all right, that means, obviously the operating system is a little too strong for my device, so it's time for an upgrade. Now, I know it's probably Apple hustling me out my drawers, but there's nothing I can do about it. It's just a part of life and having an electronic, because I don't have to have a phone. You people know you don't have to have these devices, in case there's an emergency or something, but there's, whatever. You can use you can have a house phone. If you're out on the road, you don't have a cell phone device. What the fuck were they doing in 1995, on road trips? You could have easily fucking got kidnapped and nobody would know until a week later. So, what else? Who cares, You don't need a cell phone. But I like having my cell phone. I like the freedom of having it. I like being connected. But sometimes I like being disconnected. So, like, when I go hiking and stuff, I love when there's no service, because I'm such a person that's on my phone that it's like, if I'm forced in a situation where I can't use my phone, I'm just like, oh shit, this is great. It's like when you make your scissors glide on paper. That's how it feels when I don't have phone service and I'm in the wilderness. It's fucking amazing. It's like a wash. You wash your mind of all this nonsense, and you're not worried about anything except what's in front of you, you know? But yeah, anyways, used electronics, it's not a big deal. You save money on that shit. You don't need to buy new electronics. I mean, unless it's like the most updated and current version of it, then it makes sense. But, I mean, if all you want is a fucking Xbox, then get an Xbox. Buy it used. Call it a day. Go about your life. Because you're not buying used pants that people fart in. So you're good. What else, man? My brother, basically my brother, we got different moms and dads, but that's my guy. He's getting married, right? He asked me to be the best man, right? So I'm like, it's about to go the fuck down. So, that's another thing on the horizon. I don't think they have a date yet for their marriage, but I was asked to be the best man, and I'm really excited. So I don't know what he's trying to do. He's a real simple guy. So when I brought up to him about a bachelor party, he was like, dog, I don't even know. I don't even think I want to do anything. I just want to get drunk. And I'm like, we can do that. We can make that happen for sure. You know, just get you some babysitters for the kids. We can go to fucking Top Golf and get blacked out and golf all night. Whatever. So, I don't know. We're going to figure that out. That's a ways away. I'm going to Oakland. I'm going to the Yay area next month to visit one of my friends. He recently just got engaged to his old lady, and they've been dating for like 7 years. And I guess they're going to have an engagement party, so it's perfect timing. And I'm also going to pick up my fucking fantasy football belt because he won the title last year, but I won it this year. I whooped ass and took names. So and he has the freaking title in California. So I'm going to pick it up, and I'm gonna wear that belt the whole entire time I'm there. And I'm going to wear it on the plane and let motherfuckers know I'm the champion in this 10-player league for fantasy football. All right? You're welcome. So, yeah, man, a lot of shit's going down. I haven't been to Oakland. When was the last time I even been to Oakland? I don't even think I even been to Oakland. I've been to California a lot, but I don't think I've ever been to the Bay Area except for San Francisco. Yeah, shoot. Because, yeah, been to L.A., been to San Francisco, been to fucking Stockton, California, been to Inglewood, obviously, all those places. But I've never been to Oakland, haven't been to San Diego. So, it should be cool. I always wanted to ride on the BART. I just hope I don't get robbed for my shoes. So I'm definitely going to be wearing some Adidas flip-flops. And I'm going to have a backpack. And that's it. And I'm just going to look like, you know, I belong in the city. So niggas don't know. People don't know. I don't know why I said niggas don't know. I listen to a lot of rap. But I'm just hoping people don't know that I'm a tourist. Because that area, Oakland, is a really weird place. It's one of those weird cities, you know. I'm from Tacoma, Washington. And people around the state think Tacoma is like this sketchy ass place. Like you stop downtown, and they're gonna steal your wallet off you while it's in your hand, type of shit. But it's really not that dangerous. I mean, obviously there's crime here, but it's not that crazy. You just can't be out doing dumb shit. You'll be all right. It's like anywhere. But yeah, so Trump. I didn't really talk too much about him being president. Honestly, I don't care anymore. At first, I was like, oh, man, America sucks because we allowed this motherfucker in the office. The world's going to end. But at the same time, I'm going to still wake up every day, God willing. I'm going to still make my lunch, go to work. I'm going to still put food on my table. I'm going to still have my hustle and my grind. So whoever's in office ain't going to ever stop me from doing whatever I wanted to do in life. So, I mean, whatever. He's president. It's going to be a real interesting 4 weeks. It's going to be a real interesting 4 years. And I'm just going to see what happens. So I'm not going to really trip about it. Protesting and shit, throwing bricks through glass. I'm not for it. I mean, it is what it is, but we're not going to be able to protest a person out of the office, you know? He really has to do some wild shit and force himself to resign, you know? And that's just it. It is really sad to see President Obama leave. I mean, he did what he could for the country. I think they said something about like there was a few million jobs they said were created while he was in office, which was great because the workforce was fucked up for a little bit. I remember I was doing an internship for the Air Force, right? And then boom, I can't even think. You know, the economy went down, and then they had to like end the program that I was a part of, and that shit sucked. But I mean, it was weird. But you know, when he came into office, you know, it was rough at first, and then he turned it around, and that's it, man. So I don't know. I mean, you know, with anyone in office, everyone's gonna complain. Someone's gonna complain about something, and that's it. So I think eventually, you know, the only benefit I see of Donald Trump being in office is just exploiting our shitty situation that we've always had with government. It's old. It's old. We're still following laws that motherfuckers they wrote them out with feathers and they dumped their pens and ink, you know? So I feel like, you know, it'd be cool every 4 years when there's a new president, then they update all the laws and amendments and shit so they make more sense. And then like, just, you know, the government in general and how we get people as our president and get Congress and shit like that. It's just really complicated. It doesn't even make sense why it's like that. Like the way it is, how to vote people into chairs and stuff. It's a headache. I'm not really into politics, so maybe that's why I find it fucking. But it makes sense because 100% of America, you know, even the people that are registered to vote, I bet you majority of them don't really fuck with politics like that, like on that level to really truly understand the system and how it works and how to get people in and stuff like that. I'm just voting for, you know, people that sound good, that lie to me the best, and that's that. But it's just it's a jacked up system. And I'm not really too worried about it because, I mean, eventually shit's going to either change or I'm going to find myself living in Brazil selling bananas on a beach and my wife's going to have a big butt. And she's going to love me for who I am. I'm going to learn Portuguese and that's it. I'm going to live a happy life. And that's it. That's it. That's all I got for you. You know? Always be positive, okay? What else I got for you, man? The gym, man. What else has been going on? I went to the gym the other day. Not the other day. It was like a month ago. I went to the gym, right? I got a tattoo, though. Like, I was at the gym. I was lifting weights, and I was just like, you know what? I don't feel like working out right now. And I just left the gym. I was there for like 20 minutes. Left, got a tattoo, like, just cuz, right? And then that was it. And I think it was a good time because, you know, sometimes you find yourself so stuck in a routine that you get kind of fed up. And you're just like, you know what? I'm going to do something else today. And sometimes you need those moments, you know. I had an idea for a tattoo that just popped in my head. Wasn't a big piece. It was about the size. It's about the size of a credit card. Right in the middle, right in this little blank area that I had between my chest and my stomach. And I was just like, yeah, fuck these weights. I don't feel like lifting today. And I got a tattoo done by the homies. Not like my friends. I don't know them personally, but you know, the tattoo shop that I go to get all my work done. And that's it, man. And it felt good that day because I was like, you know, I did something different today. It was like a fucking Tuesday, and I felt good about it because it was a different thing than what I'm always used to doing, which was going to work and then going to the gym and then going home and cooking nonsense and going about my day. I finally just, you know, switched it up finally. Jovan switched it up like a savage. And, you know, just gotta appreciate it. How do you make chicken strips? I think I'm going to try and make homemade chicken strips. My roommate, he pulled out this chicken, and he was like, dude, I got to cook this ASAP. you can cook it tonight if you want. And I'm like, all right. So I think I'm going to make chicken strips with this chicken breast. If you can, I think that's how you're supposed to do it. Like homemade. I don't know. I'm going to research some shit once I'm done podcasting with you guys. And I'm going to fry up some chicken tenders. Whatever. Anyways, what else I got to say for you guys? Being petty. There's times where you're going to be petty, you know. Fuck it. If that's a part of your personality, then I mean, just do it, but don't overdo it. You know what I mean? I think being petty sometimes it's funny, it's entertaining, you know, because some people are just so against it. Oh, you shouldn't let that stuff get to you. Why you do that? You're so petty. No. I just be like, man, I don't know. Sometimes you just gotta wild out and just kind of laugh at a situation and laugh at the person you're dealing with. Because if you don't agree with it and, like, it's really entertaining on, like, what kind of point they're trying to make, if that forces you to be a little petty, it's okay. Don't be upset about it. If that's a part of your personality, then fuck it, it's whatever. I don't know why I even written that down as my notes to even go over. I'm just saying, I'm a regular guy. Some people, they're petty. And some people are going to be petty towards you. It's okay. Be petty back. Do some dumb shit. And they'll be like, whoa, why'd you do that? And just be like, because, motherfucker, I'm going to let you know who got the upper hand. Why? I don't know. Just something to do. I don't know. Anyways, it's winter. Oh, shit, duh. You have the dates on the podcast on when you're recording them and when you posted them. Yeah, it's winter. It's cold as shit. I'm wearing long johns currently, actually. I'm wearing long johns. And it's hilarious because that's how cold it is. I woke up yesterday and it was 30-something degrees outside. I'm like, okay, I'm going to head up to Seattle to see one of my friends. I know we're going to probably go out. I'm going to wear long johns today. So what did I do? Put on a pair of long johns. That was it. I found it hilarious because I'm like, why do I have these long johns? Why do I have a pair of long johns? And I'm a 26-year-old man. Not even that many people own long johns is what I've noticed. Because I Snapchatted about it. And I got a lot of people like saying LOL, like, what the fuck? Like, you have long johns? And I'm like, yeah, you need to get you a pair of long johns for real. Because it's a game changer. And it's worth it. Because when it gets really cold and your knees start to hurt and your nuts disappear, them long johns will come in handy. Trust me. Girls too. Get some long johns. All right, so your butt cheeks don't fall off, because it's worth it. But yeah, so last night, man, we went to this Irish pub, right? It's called Kells in Seattle by Pike Place. It was a cool little spot. Never knew it existed, but I mean, there's a lot of places in Seattle I never knew existed until I actually go there. So we go in there, and like, there's actually like fucking Irish people in there. I don't know if they're Irish. I just heard people with accents, and I assumed. But so we go in there because we were in there for a person's birthday, and now it was a really good time. Got to catch up with some guys. I did a lot of listening because the bar was really loud, and I really hate fucking yelling and talking to people. But I mean, so when people were talking, I kind of just like, yeah, okay. I didn't really engage in conversation because I don't like yelling in a bar. It's silly to me. So I just kind of just kick it and have a good time. But one of the funniest parts was this fight broke out, and like, these guys didn't even throw a single punch, right? And like, they like grabbed each other's collars. They grabbed each other's collars like fucking hockey players, like they were gonna fucking fight. And it was the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life, but it was hilarious. But the guys, like one group of people, one of the group of guys, they're like, I don't know where they're from. They're probably fucking Irish. I don't know, maybe, but they had the accents. They weren't from here, obviously. And European dudes do not give a fuck I'll tell you that. They will stand their ground and they will try and fight you inside of wherever they are. That's one thing I have mad respect for. Like, there's some people that, oh yeah, let's go outside, or like their friends are gonna try and jump you or whatever. No, like these European dudes, like they'll stand in, like, you want to go, bro? Like, I'm gonna look you in your face, I'm gonna fuck you up, and like it's really weird out here. Not out here, but it was really weird for me because I was like, I never seen it before. I've always seen, people throwing bottles and fucking, jumping people or just, dumb shit. But this, like, these motherfuckers, they were just like, do you want to fucking do this? Like, I'm not going to go outside, motherfucker. Like, you want to do this shit right here, right now? We can get it popping. And yeah, like, these two dudes grabbed each other by their collar, and then, like, the guys that worked the bar kind of broke it up. But I was just like, man, it was really intense and really, really crazy. And then also that night, this dude, right, he was really drunk. He was drunk out of his mind, right? He grabs me by my shoulder, right, as I go to the bar to get, like, my 6th beer, right? He grabs me by my shoulder, and he's just like, he was like, what's fucking awesome? You know what's fucking awesome, man? And I'm like, what? What's awesome, dude? He was like, fucking love. And I was like, all right. So the first thing that comes to my head is when, somebody says that, fucking love is awesome. One, he's going to probably put a fucking Bill Cosby situation in my drink. So I quickly covered my cup with the top of my hand. And I was just like, oh, yeah, you're right, man. You're right. So I just wasn't sure what was going on because, I guess to some people I am very handsome and I've been hit on by dudes in the past of my life. I'm not homophobic. I actually find the shit, like, entertaining. I'm not going to, like, engage in the situation and, like, flirt back because that's fucking weird. It's just not my thing. It make me, I don't want to do that. Not at all. But I do say, I laugh about it. And then, because some people can easily get offended by those situations. Or just, I don't even know if I was even hit on, but the motherfucker said, fucking love's amazing, while his hand was on my shoulder. And I'm like, you don't say that to other guys, unfortunately. So I don't know what you mean by that, sir. But yeah, it's cool, whatever. But it was just funny. And I got the fuck out of there, obviously. Got my beer and dip because I didn't know where he was going with it. Didn't want to know. I said, yeah, that's cool. All right, peace out. And I just scurried. Got the hell out of there. But it was fun. Last night was really fun. Ended up, like, Uber, I don't really fuck with Uber for some reason. Like, I don't think I want to in the future. I think something's going to happen with them because the drivers, like, being like, it's real sketchy. Well, it was like one dude, maybe two dudes, and like what was happening was we tried to call Ubers from both our phones, me and my buddy, and what would happen is that the motherfucker would call us and be like, hey, we can't pick you up, cancel this and call someone else, right? And we're like, if you can't pick us up, then why the fuck do you have your meter on? And it felt like they're trying to, like, do something weird, like try and take these fares but not take them and then charge you for it or something. It was kind of a weird situation. So we ended up getting an actual cab, which, cabs are cool. They're still trying to figure their shit out and make a comeback. So it's going to be real interesting in that rivalry in regards to Ubers and cab drivers. I don't really fuck with Ubers. I do because I have to because it's really convenient. But I always sitting in the front. Always sit in the front with an Uber driver because I don't know you. I'm not sitting in the back of your car. You don't know me. I want us both to be comfortable by being uncomfortable with me sitting in your fucking front seat, buddy. So, I love taking the front seat just because, fuck. You're driving me around. I'm not going to sit in the back like you're my chauffeur. Like, we're going to be eye to eye. We're going to be in the front. So ain't no funny stuff going to go down because I've always been reading that there's always been some funny shit going down with Uber drivers And I'm like, ain't shit going down with me, buddy, because we're both in the front seat. So you know what I'm doing. I know what you're doing. That's it. I ain't going to sleep either. So, yeah, man. Last night was just a weird Uber night. But hopefully these motherfuckers don't charge me for anything, because I have my Uber connected to my PayPal. Just because situations like that where you cancel rides and shit, and I'm like, I don't want to be like automatically charged straight up for it and then have to worry about getting my refund and shit like that. So I just have it to my PayPal, and it's still connected to my bank, like, whatever. But yeah, I don't know. It's, a lot of transactions have to go down for me because, it's convenient. I don't like things connected directly to my bank account. That's just, just me being me. Local news. Beijing has a pollution problem. If you've seen on the internet the way the smog is looking, it puts California to fucking shame. It looks fucking disgusting. It looks like if you breathe in that air, you're gonna grow 3 eyes out your butthole. You're gonna be pooping eyes out of your butt because of the pollution you breathe in. That's how bad it looks there right now. But I mean, that's how it is in the cities, man. I know eventually I'm gonna get, I like where I live, which is out in the outskirts. I'm not directly in the city, but I'm close to it. So that's how it should be, If you're living in the city, you're fucking crazy, because for one, rent is high as fuck. 2, way too much shit going on, 3, way too much shit is going on. 4, you're paying way too much money for that little bitty ass space, and I don't got time for it. Like, what me and my roommate pay here where we are, in Seattle, like in the city, it'd be doubled, literally. Or we'd be in a micro studio, which is about the size of a closet. And I think micro studios are fucking pathetic jokes. I don't understand it. If you have to make a micro studio for people to live in, that means you need to figure out that cost of living and try and figure out a way to bring that shit the fuck down, because ain't no reason for nobody to live inside of a fucking closet, It's unnecessary, and I don't think it's right. But that's the life that's how we live. That's how we choose to live. Because, I have enough freedom to just pick up my things and move to Atlanta, Georgia, where I can buy a whole house for $100K with fucking 3 bedrooms in it. Maybe I'm exaggerating, but I'm just saying, I can do that. But at the same time, I like it up here. Whatever. This is what humans do. We complain about things. We know the solution, but we just don't act on it. How old is Queen Elizabeth? Because she's been alive for a very long time, and I'm starting to question some things. When you have all that money and power, I feel like you may have a few strings in how long you're gonna allow yourself to be alive, and I think she's gonna shoot for like 120 because she's still kicking it. It's very interesting when you look at really old people with money, because they live a little longer than regular old people, But just something to question in the future. So for those of you listening to this podcast in the year 2038, and they start releasing this serum that allows you to be alive for 115 years, and you have shit health or something, hereditary situations, think back on this and be like, oh, Jovan was woke. He knows what's going down. Maybe I'm just talking out my ass. Not a big deal. I don't know. One thing I appreciate though in life is when people turn things around. Like John Jones, UFC fighter. He got caught up in some mess. He took some things that he thought were going to help him in a different situation. Found out that the shit had, estrogen blockers in it, which makes sense for what he was taking, why it would, probably be in there, or, why it'd be traced in there. And you can just tell generally he probably didn't do the shit on purpose. You know the whole story. I'm not going to tell you a damn thing about it. But he's always been in hot water because of dumb shit. And what's funny is that he's like my age. I'm 26 though, and he's like 28, 29. But I have friends, we're in our mid 20s. We have fun. We have a good time. Motherfuckers is gonna do some wild shit, and he was young with a lot of power at hand, and he was doing dumb shit, but didn't really realize that he couldn't be doing these things in the position that he's in, and he got caught up in a lot of nonsense. People give him flack for it, but at the same time, it happens. You shoot yourself in the foot, and your main goal is to stop shooting yourself in the foot, and I'm hoping, he turns it around. And what I've noticed, and although it's social media, I don't take it serious, but he makes it seem, and hopefully that's the case, that he's staying extremely positive and he's staying busy. So, recently he had a grappling match with Dan Henderson out in Portland, Oregon. I wanted to go to it, but I was doing something already, so I just didn't. And it was cool to see him, still competing in something, staying busy, because some people when they hit a roadblock, they just quit, or like they kind of just slow up on things and kind of lose an edge, and kind of like get in their own head, and it kind of sucks. But he's one of those guys where he hit a roadblock, got past it, stayed positive, still did his thing, had a chip on the shoulder for a return because what he was focused on was returning. Hit another roadblock doing some dumb shit. Didn't know about it. Maybe he did. Who knows? Nobody knows, but he hit another roadblock, but he's still staying active and busy because I think that's important to do. Everyone knows that. When you hit a really hard spot in your life, your main focus then on is to learn from it, but don't dwell on it, and kind of, figure out some shit to keep you busy while that time passes. So, and just, never give up on yourself, and the same effort that you had prior to your roadblock, you still keep that effort, maybe even go harder if you want. Just because, it's a growing process. Now, with stuff like having jail on your record and shit like that, I have some shit on my record. I did some dumb shit a long time ago. Right? I did some really dumb shit, right? So it's on my record. And in the beginning, I got down on myself because when I would look for jobs and shit, it was really hard because it'd pop up. They'd question me about it, and it was just a headache, and it took a lot of effort to get to certain points in my life. But I'm thankful for it because I could have easily just gotten to my own head and just kind of like not necessarily given up on myself, but kind of pulled back the reins, just because you get brought down by so much negativity that kind of wears you down. And what sucks with the system that we have in regards to criminals and stuff, they don't really do shit to help you. Like, it kind of helps you, but not really. There's a lot of things that just hold you back, and it's kind of like it's just a lot of nonsense that you have to deal with for a long time, and then you can be back into regular shit. Like, what I don't agree with is like felonies, being on your record for 10 years, and like it kind of fucks you up for a decade, in trying to get into better situations. And like you can be a changed person, and I'm like, boom, this is me now. But then like you really have to dig deep and like figure out a way to make a living, and that's the tough part, dude. Like, they'll take you in a warehouse and shit, but like if you have a degree doing this type of work and all this other stuff, and this is what you're great at, you can't even do that shit no more because your record pops up and they're like, dog, we can't take you, son. And then that's it. So I don't know, that part of the system is kind of rough. I think I always feel like depending on the crime, what they should do is kind of like create these systems to help you with that. And I don't know. It takes a lot of thought though, because a lot of the shit is isolation, and they isolate you from the public and things like that, but they don't really work with you in trying to grow from your situation. And then you're just so alienated from the rest of the world that when you come back into the system, you're not the same. You're kind of like fucked up. And then you have this thing on your record, and then it's just like, makes it really tough to just figure out what it is that you can do in order to put food on your table. And it's just like, I'm not trying to be extremely sympathetic to criminals that did horrendous activities, but I'm saying motherfuckers that did like regular, not regular crimes, but crimes that didn't involve killing anyone or things like that, or like fucking drug charges because, carrying some weed on them, or, stuff like that. And, it's like, it's bad, you know what I mean? But you don't know the circumstances or the situation that caused them to get to that point to have to do that, because it's, I don't know, it's a product of the environment that you're in. You know what I mean? And sometimes you don't really have too much control of that, or you don't know how much control of it you actually have, but you end up falling into this situation that you could have easily not gotten yourself into if you just had the right guidance or the right resources around you. But, those type of things you don't really have too much control over. So life is just crazy, but that system is fucked up. But all I know is that whatever roadblock you hit, you just have to you have to dig deep inside of you and just figure it out. And that's what's tough, but you just have to stay consistent and stay positive as heck. So, damn, man, I've been talking for an hour and a half. I'm just going to go ahead and get the hell off this podcast. Maybe. Actually, nah. I went to the Trees and Art Gallery in Seattle on Friday. Yeah. Me and one of my friends went. I love that art gallery. It's probably one of my favorites because it's really small. For the entire month, they focus on one exhibit. It's free. And then it's like a lot of local artists. And these artists kind of like give you a street vibe. Like these motherfuckers is underground, And James Franco actually endorses it pretty much. Endorses a lot of it. I don't know if he endorses the whole gallery or if it was just Cheyenne's work. But there's a dude named Cheyenne. He's really filthy at photoshopping. And he had a collection of old celebrity photos or even like some present ones. And he'd put tattoos on them. And it looked so real, gives you an alternate vision of a celebrity with these tattoos. And at the same time, you're thinking, in my mind, it's like some people think tattoos are just like bad to have, or it means something negative, or it just gives you a different view of a person if they're a little bit, into that part of art. Tattoos is fucking artwork, and to see these celebrities that have clean skin, nothing on it, in real life, and to have them with all these tattoos and shit on them, it was actually really cool because it was kind of like when I saw his exhibit, it was like a fantasy world in a sense. You get an envision of something like, oh man, I always wanted to know what so and so would look like if he had tattoos, because a lot of people have tattoos now, but back then it was just so taboo to have a tattoo, or not necessarily taboo, but it just wasn't a thing to do. Maybe it was frowned upon, or it just wasn't a trend at that time to have tattoos like that. And just to see it on celebrities, it was just really interesting and very creative. And you just appreciated the effort to, make it look authentic. And that shit was it was pretty tight. Yeah. So I went to the Trees and Art Gallery in Seattle on Friday, and they had an exhibit called Uniform, which was, basically men painted as green soldiers, right? The little toy soldiers, little green toy soldiers. And it was cool. It was very interesting, right? Because I'm trying to remember what he was breaking it down as, but he was breaking it down how, basically, how an individual, right, an individual person, they join the military to protect America or wherever, but they're stripped of how they're just stripped down as a person, and now they're a soldier or whatnot, right? They're all treated the same. There's no color, there's no nothing. You're Asian, who gives a fuck? If you're in the military, you guys are all one, right? So that's basically the concept of that exhibit, is just kind of just showing that in an art perspective. So he had all these guys painted as green soldiers, just to kind of show that representation of how it is, how, military is, of these people that, protect us. And it kind of shows to you how much of a unit they are, and they're doing their job. So it kind of makes you appreciate it, appreciate these people that are in the Army or Navy or whatnot, because you get not necessarily broken down, and you're not necessarily stripped of your personality, but you get taken into a place where you guys have to be a unit, right? All the bullshit is aside. You guys are all the same. That's it. The only thing that's different between you is rank. Skin color doesn't matter. None of that shit matters. You guys are all one person in a sense. And it's pretty cool to look at in an art perspective, because you could still see the personality. The only thing that you don't see is skin color, because the skin color of a person is the first thing you do see, right? But without that, it's like you kind of know, but you kind of don't. Like what a person is, what they're about, or, your prejudgment. Because honestly, I believe that everyone is a little prejudiced, a little bit. And it's just because it's almost kind of like a subconscious situation that you put yourself in based off of your interaction with these type of people in the past. But what you also need to do, though, is keep in the back of your mind, still treat this person like an individual. So in regards to prejudging, what I do, not in a negative aspect, but, I just think, maybe this is what this person is about, but I could be wrong. And always keep that in mind. So I don't know. So I don't know where the fuck I was going with that, but I'm just saying, these guys are green soldiers, and you can still see the individual in these people, yet to the blind eye, if you're not paying attention, they're all just green. It's all green, all one color, all one job, all one unit. This is one situation, right? They're all brothers in a sense. You want to say that. But when you get close to the photo and you pay attention to the details, you see the individual behind the paint. And so to me, it represents, people in the military. The rumor is they get brainwashed and all this other shit, and they lose who they are as a person. But at the same time, they really don't. It's in there, but on the outside, what's happening is they're painted to show that they're one unit. They're all the same. This is what we are. This is how we're gonna protect the world, protect the United States, and this is that. So we're a unit of one, but deep down inside, you can still see the individual in that person. So they're not, I don't fucking know. They're still themselves, but just in a different aspect of it. Little details. The shit that matters. I don't know what I'm explaining. I can't even explain it right now. I'm getting scatterbrained. Anyways, overall, man, I just want to say thank you guys for listening to my podcast for so long. It's been a year now, a year and some change. The name has changed. It's a Regular Guy podcast by Jovan, which is me. And I want to say thank you so much again for listening to my shit. This is what I do. And I'm gonna start a thing now. I'm gonna end the podcast. Excuse me. I'm gonna end every podcast by myself, not the ones when I have my friends. I'm gonna end the podcast by myself that I do, with a poem that I've written up for you guys to take it home and put it in your pocket. Okay? So this one, hold on, I'm gonna find a good one. I wrote this when I was on the plane. It was dark out, the clouds and the mountains. It was it made the clouds look black, but like the sky was black, the clouds are black, but you saw the outlines of the clouds because of, I don't know how the fuck, like because of the moonlight. The moonlight was so bright and where we were in the sky that the outlines of the clouds were like white outlines, but the sky was black, obviously, because it was nighttime. So it looked super trippy, right? So this is called Black Clouds, Night Lights. You ready? Because I'm not. All right, here goes. Black Clouds, Night Lights. Black clouds in the night sky, perfect amount of light in my eyes, perfect amount of sight as we rise. The sky fell and it's all black. All black stars are bright and white. Feels like we're in an old film. A black and white, no sound, but a little darker. I walk on the the grass. That soft crunch sound is a little sharper. The sound of light wind was a lot farther. The light wind feels closer. A shadow as black hands on my shoulder. Gliding through the darkness. Think of sliding a can of soda over a table with no coaster. That's how I'm moving. Dancing in darkness under the black clouds. The brisk air and I are grooving. That light noise is soothing. Snap, snap, snap. That was my poem. I might even accidentally read poems more than once, but whatever. So, like I said, man, thanks for listening. This is the new and improved Jovan, a regular guy podcast. I'm probably not going to be podcasting for 2 hours, but this one, it just happened to go that long. So yeah, thanks for listening. Subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram at 2HOV. Twitter is at HOVXVO. Whatever. So have a wonderful day. Have a great week. I'm going to be with Marion to Darwin tomorrow for the Night with Friends podcast. And that's it. So overall, with that, I'll leave you with this. I'm going to say it every day. Never be too easy to love. Always be yourself. 2, if you ain't my wife or my baby mama, whatever I post on Instagram, mind your damn business. Good night.